Well, folks, it's Wednesday night, and you know what that means? It means another Dungeons and Dragons game here with our 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons game. So, hopefully, you've been able to follow along as our brave adventurers are in the monastery trying to figure out what's going on and get some clues as to why this shadow comes every night and why this area is infested. And welcome back, everyone.
Hi.
Hey,
There.
All right.
Good to be back and fully conscious.
Barely. So, yeah. So last week, if you all recall, we were in this back room of the monastery here. There was some craziness going on in here. In fact, I've turned the sound off just to make things a little easier to hear. But obviously, you still have this extremely loud sound as the spinning object here spins around and clangs against the wall of the stone and scrapes against it. You've just dispatched whatever enemies you currently see. The walls, the ground, everything around you is cracked. You see little pieces falling into the holes underneath whatever's holding it up. You see several huge gaping holes already in the ground and one extremely large one in the northeast corner of this room. So you guys can kind of ignore, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but you can kind of ignore the other terrain things on these maps, like, like the little built-in things in the map, like these little pedestals or whatever there are here.
Miscellaneous objects.
Miscellaneous objects. At this point, we don't need this. So, what do you guys wish to do here?
Well, we should probably find a way to stop this drill thing before this whole room collapses.
Okay.
That would be good.
I'm thinking maybe there's like some sort of control mechanism in that room over there.
You notice that on each side of the, now that you're actually had a chance to look at it, let me get my little draw shape here. Okay, let me choose a different color here. Let's choose orange. Nope, I already used orange. Let's use, I guess we'll use red. Alright, there we go. Kind of on the pedestal on each side of it, you see what looks like some round handles that have screws that go into the stone pedestal. And you notice that as this object is kind of spinning around, as it comes kind of to the southwest, it like rams against that corner of the wall, and that's what's basically making the sound there.
so maybe like it's off center.
Possibly. There is still a few little magical sparks, kind of just resonating in the air around it. Obviously, if somebody wants to give me an Arcana check that's there and is skilled in Arcana.
Yo, I got this.
Yeah, Liliana's gonna hobble up and try to look at the sparks as they fade away.
Well, if Liliana moves towards it, I'm going to move slightly away.
Look at that.
Alright, Liliana, are you going to look at it or not?
Yeah, I did.
She did.
I got a 10.
So it's him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, when I don't see the big box like Daniel's roll, I don't look at the little one. Sorry. My
No
bad.
problem.
So Piro you kind of study it for a little bit and the magic sparks, and you think it was some kind of a spell, basically, kind of like a mending spell, but kind of the opposite, that might be causing this object to distort in what it's supposed to be doing.
Oh. Well, I'll relay that to the group and say that's probably not good. So I guess if whatever those guys did, they wanted it to break, so we should probably try and fix it.
Warp metal. Okay, yeah, we definitely need to shut this thing down before it does any more damage.
Does
If
anyone
they,
happen to have a mending spell?
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Uh,
If he says the opposite of mending, I would say that I could.
That would take forever.
Liliana will also say mending is only a foot cube of applicable space, unless we have one small area that's the problem. I don't think we can fix it with a simple spell like that.
We could cast it more than once. My question would be if
It
we're
takes
making
10
progress.
minutes.
Yeah.
Well, Zero does, since the player that's playing Zero wasn't actually here last time, Zero does mention that when he got up to this spot up here, he did say that he saw 4 or 5 of them kind of in that location casting said spells of destruction.
With Zero's knowledge of disabling devices and that sort of thing, would he have any kind of way to fix it with any kind of tools in his thieves kit or his crowbar or anything like that? Is there any way you could kind of define the spot? Or what's making it maybe off-center?
Let's see what we got for skills here. They don't have like dungeoneering anymore. What do they have?
Investigation.
I've also got the thieves' tools as a proficiency, so
You can prod at it.
Yeah. Why don't you give me a thieves tool check there?
13.
There's nowhere to actually use your thieves tools, but you think that because you're kind of used to how to disable mechanical things, and you kind of have a sense that probably by adjusting these levers, you can probably try to realign the middle object that is spinning around.
Awesome. I will relay that to everybody. It looks
So
like there's some way we can use these levers to realign everything.
You said these are levers, or are they screws? Or are
They're basically like a lever that's think of like the hose nozzle outside your house. It's round. You just kind of turn it.
All right.
It's basically that way. And as you turn it, you see the screw go in and out of the pedestal. So basically, there's like 4 screws on each side.
I think someone would leave a manual around here somewhere.
You would think some kind of
Maybe it's
directions or
under
anything.
the sheet of ice back there. Do you want to go and take a dip?
Or, maybe it's in that room in the corner over there.
I don't see any room in the corner.
He's talking about the southwest corner down here, where
Yeah.
it's just shadowy.
Well, there's a door there, right? That we can see?
Yeah, there's a double door like the one that you use to enter this room, yes.
Well, testing it out, Liliana is going to grab the lever closest to her and try to turn it clockwise.
Okay. There are 4 levers. So which lever?
The one closest to her, so the south lever.
Well, no, I meant.
There's 4 on every side.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Oh.
On each
Four
side
on
there are.
every side.
There's
Yeah, that's what I
4
said.
screws basically on each side. Yes.
Oh,
There
man.
is.
If I
That's
see
a
you're
lot
gonna
more
do that,
complex.
yeah,
I
would-
don't. Yeah, if there was only one screw on each side, that's sort of obvious what you're supposed to do. But with something like that, yes, a manual would be the thing we need to get.
Now, just to refresh your all's memory, you had heard and were told while you were in the town and when you were exploring around and all that, the city of that the dwarves had taken this back area, of the monastery as their own. So you could probably have an idea in your head that if anyone can fix it, the dwarves might be able to fix it. If you guys start messing around with it, you're not sure if you're going to be able to fix it, but that is...
Or if we just make the problem worse.
Or if you might make the problem worse,
Yeah.
yes. So, I mean, that's up to you guys to decide. I'm just remembering your memories that you were
Yeah.
told that this was like... The dwarves had taken this part of the monastery over. They were using it for basically drilling into the ground to get... to help expand their empire.
Liliana just has a throbbing headache and she wants to thwart somebody because she just got knocked unconscious.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe we should go check out that room down there, and then, while we still have daylight, go and see if we can get any help from some dwarves. How does that
Chris
sound?
agrees. We should leave it to the dwarves.
You do notice, obviously, the cracks on the left side are severely bigger than the cracks on the right-hand side, just like it is on the map.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
I was thinking that like I could just leave my backpack and all my stuff, and since I'm probably the lightest one here, I might be able to like tiptoe my way around the cracks and maybe not fall to my death.
Don't want to break your mother's back?
Exactly. I guess we could try that. How's that sound, team?
Yeah,
Sounds-
Liliana, cracks don't seem like a
Not
good
to-
idea to her, so you can go if you want.
Not to completely derail here, but there's like a script on each side of these things. Is that an actual script? Did we go over
Yeah,
that?
they're like magic words that were actually laid out. They're not written, I think.
Okay.
So, did we, I mean, I remember the player who played Chris last time was trying to look at them, but did we learn anything about these besides the fact that they're words on the ground that he can't read?
I don't recall if we talked about this or not. It's written in Dwarvish. Do any of you speak Dwarvish?
I think Liliana does.
Come on.
Let me double check. Yes, she does.
Basically, you speak Dwarven. What languages do you speak?
Draconic, Elven, Common, and Dwarvish.
Basically, it's just a part of over here. The side on the left-hand side is the start of a Dwarven saying, and then this side is kind of like the end of the saying. Basically, wishing and praying to the gods to give them strength and to carry on their due diligence, basically, is what it says in Dwarvish.
So something they put on the entrance of every mine.
Or maybe it's some sort of magic that keeps this thing spinning with no power.
Could be, could be.
Do they seem magical?
I mean, they don't glow. They don't have any essence of magic around them, but
Alright.
Actually, would a knowledge check be able to discern? Yeah, if where in the Dwarvish society these words would pop up?
Just common Dwarven phrases.
Okay, so it's
It's not
Okay.
like region specific or anything like that.
Not a big deal then. It's probably just some. If she relays that information, I would say it's probably not
yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, probably. I
Okay.
should go check out that place down there. Because that's gonna bug me all day if we don't look in it.
Uh-huh. You can go ahead,
So
Pero.
I'm gonna drop off my backpack in this tile I'm standing in, and start heading this way. I'm gonna try and like step as lightly as possible and try to avoid stepping on a crack or anything as I'm moving. And are these stairs? Or it's just another pathway?
Yeah, no, those are stairs. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll walk down the stairs.
Okay. So you get down kind of there, you see a body laying at the end of the stairs there. Again, having kind of the same garb as um, the other people of the monastery.
Okay. Just keep going. Can I get over this crack here?
Yeah.
To my left? Alright. And I will try the door.
All right. Basically, the door swings towards you.
Try and pull it towards me.
All right. Where's my? Hello. But that didn't work. Alright, so basically what you see is like a little break room, kind of got some tables, some chairs. Some of the areas been, some of the stuff been knocked on the floor, tipped over. You got this massive crack kind of going right down the middle of the room there. You see a door over in the corner there.
This looks dangerous. Do I see any books around? Just lying around?
You do not see any books just lying around, no.
Alright. I'm gonna give a little prayer. I'm gonna walk in and just like try and hug the wall as closely as I can.
Okay.
Get over to this door, maybe. Try and open it.
Okay. Where's my... There it is. Just kind of a empty room there at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, that was productive. I guess. Well,
You want to search the rooms first before you leave?
it's empty.
Well,
When you say empty, do you mean like a barren room with no furniture or anything?
No, I mean there's a desk here on one side. There's a sconce over here that has a torch in it, but besides that, you don't see anything else.
Well, I didn't come here just to walk away. I guess I'll just open the desk and see if anything catches my interest at first glance.
All right, as he's doing all this, what is everybody else doing?
Yelling at him.
Liliana will be going to the two bodies closest to the drill and searching through their pockets and stuff to see if they have anything that marks them as out of the ordinary.
Have we taken a look at this yet? Right here?
You had looked just briefly at it. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Alright, well Chris is gonna go ahead and investigate that thoroughly to see what it's going on.
Zero would tell you that the guy he threw a hand axe into ran onto that and it teleported him away somewhere before it turned inactive.
Yeah, the kind of had like that inner circle was kind of like rotating and moving around, and a couple of the magical balls were, kind of flowing, kind of like in a figure eight above it. And then once he entered the portal, it kind of the magic balls just stopped moving and the ring stopped moving and kind of just became basically inert. But you see obviously some magic symbols on this object. Liliana, you notice that this where's our little thing here? This character over here is different than all the rest that you've encountered so far. It looks like to be a dark elf with armor on, some chainmail armor, some weapons are missing, but it looks to be a dark elf, and it doesn't have the usual clothing of all the other monastery type people.
Yeah, as soon as she recognizes the dark elf, Liliana will get really giddy, and she's going to like stop, squat down, and root through everything the elf has.
Wow.
All right. As you kind of start searching around on her, what is Ilendor doing?
I guess I'm just generally looking around for interesting things or keeping a watch on the situation. I don't really have a need to go and do too much, but I'll try to make sure we're not ambushed, or if there's something that catches my eye, I'll go look at it.
Well, you do have these water creatures that are still standing there casting spells to kind of at the water to kind of freeze it. You notice, areas of the water are frozen and floating around. You see obviously a body kind of laying in the a couple bodies laying in the water. Liliana, you don't find anything. Looks like this creature has been picked over pretty well.
All right. That
I mean, there's
really,
like literally
really
nothing on it.
disappoints her, because dark elves means there might be a city under here. There might be something worth having, and that is really amazing. And she's going to be eyeing this body over there, because chances are that won't have been picked as clean as this one has.
Okay. Piro, you don't. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, can Chris see any way down to the lower levels over here, or is that like?
So
Are
the
these
inner
two-
the inner orange circle. Since somebody was at a wedding and didn't actually participate last week, the inner orange circle kind of looks like the actual hole, basically. Theirs would be like no dirt or anything. And then as you go from the orange to the purple, it looks like towards the yellow is like, or towards the orange circle is looks like it's about 5 feet deep, and then as you get out to the edges, it's like just a couple inches deep there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go and step around this right here, and I'm gonna go up these steps, and I'm just gonna warily look around and see if there's a different way out of this room, or if there's something else that catches my interest.
Okay.
Just for the sake of moving forward.
Zero, what do you want to do?
I'm probably moving up there with Chris. That's what I was eyeing, was that door, since that's probably the way out.
Yeah, that door is non-existent, actually. Sorry.
Oh, no door.
There's
Okay,
no
so
door
it's
there.
just steps.
Yes, just steps.
So that area that's labeled C on the map, can we get to that from where we are?
Sure. Absolutely.
So is that actually like a wall and doors over there?
No, there's no wall, there's no doors, there's none of this stuff. It's just a big barren room besides the stuff that I put in it, basically.
So is this does the water only go out to the purple?
Yes, correct.
And what's holding the water in?
What's holding the water in?
Yeah,
Why
why
is
does
it
the
not?
water stop at the purple line instead of continuing up towards C?
Probably the slope of the land.
Oh, okay. So it's just a slope. There's no like hard fountain edge kind of thing.
Correct.
Then I guess 'cause I'm still looking for exits. I'm gonna move over towards this hole and kind of see if there's anything of interest down the hole.
All right. As you're doing that, we'll go back to Puro. Puro, give me an investigation check.
Oh boy, like those.
You like those, huh?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're rifling through the desk.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably. Did that even roll? Oh, no, okay.
You don't find anything of value or just some minor paperwork. Just kind of like a log that has different names on it and times and shifts. So probably some kind of a log on keeping track of who was working at what time and stuff like that.
Well, nothing interesting. I'll just close the desk and make my way back the same way I got in.
All right.
No.
As he's coming back, Liliana, what are you doing?
Yeah, she's not doing anything. She's just eyeing that body, and maybe when we're leaving, she may try and brave the waters, but I don't think she's going to.
Okay. Zero and Chris, if you want to give me a nature check there.
I got a 5.
Oh man, what a wood elf.
Good old wood elves.
There we go.
All right. You notice that massive hole there. As you kind of get a little closer to kind of eye what's going on inside it or whatever, you see basically a big opening, kind of like a big cavernous area that continues through the hole, kind of down into the ground. It looks like basically whatever happened here collapsed that part of the earth, and it's opened up into a cavernous area that started flowing downwards.
Can I
at an
kick a rock into it and see how deep it goes?
Yeah, sure. Do you have a rock?
Well, how about if I take the shoe off this dead body?
I bet you if you jump up and down really hard right in that spot you're at, you could probably get a rock or two.
All right. Well, actually, I'm gonna take the shoe off this dead body. I don't want to risk crumbling the entire area.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be resourceful, and I'm gonna grab like this guy's shoe, and I'm gonna like toss that down and see if I can hear and estimate kind of how deep this hole goes, and see if I can use a rope to climb down if someone holds me or if we.
It goes down. It looks like about 60 feet before it hits something, but as it hits, it then bounce, slide. So it looks like it's opened up into a cavernous area that then continues downward at an angle. So, for example, I will draw a shape. So this is you standing up here, right? The hole is the purple line, right? So down here, looks like 60 feet, there's an area, right? And then it continues like that, downwards.
Oh.
So you would have something similar to that. Chris being out here with his little smiley face.
Such great drawings.
That's great. I totally understand it.
Wow.
How much rope do we have, guys? Do we have enough to kind of repel us down there?
It's a horrible idea. You're gonna get ravaged by demons.
A horrible idea.
I like that
Even
idea.
though it
Yeah, I have rope.
isn't,
But yet,
even
still
though it
awesome.
isn't like dark yet, we have been told that the darkness seeps beneath the ground.
Do we know about what time it is at this point?
It's kind of, I believe, late afternoonish.
Yeah.
Because Slephanoid had left saying it was going to be dark soon.
Well, we should probably get out of here.
And so exits from this room that we see are the holes down and the way we came in.
Yes.
We should
Then,
go the way we came.
Yeah, then at this point, Zero would suggest maybe we go back to town, rest for the night, and come here in the morning. And I think we should explore the hole since it seems like
We
it goes.
still have to find the dwarves and see if they can help us with this mechanism.
Dwarves live underground, right?
There's probably some way we could get there from town. I think he
I
said there
agree
was
with
like.
Zero, though. I definitely want to explore the cavern.
Alrighty.
Okay, well, Chris is gonna backtrace his steps after Zero, smartly suggesting heading back, and I'm gonna regroup with everybody else and make my way back into town.
Wait, should we try and get rid of the
guys,
circle?
Wait. Yeah. Liliana says, if dark elves have been here, I've seen a dark elf body. Zero says something escaped through this magic portal. If they can use this portal to come back, we might as well render it inert permanently.
Yeah, it's a smart idea.
Now, not to skew you in any way, okay?
I know magic tends to
Wait, Kurt,
explode.
before you say anything, Chris is gonna, after hearing that suggestion, Chris is gonna be like, or we can use it to ambush whoever came through it. And I say we try and experiment with it further before we, just outright destroy
Yeah.
it.
I mean, now that I think about it, they probably wouldn't come in at night because this whole area probably gets consumed.
But they also wouldn't come back knowing that we know that. I mean, there would be some sort of mechanism where they would make sure that they could come through safely, whatever that would be. I don't think they would just blindly walk into a trap now that they know that we've come here and dislodged them.
The mechanism is send in a goblin slave. If the goblin slave comes back, then they can move their 30 dark elves through the portal safely. I think it's a better idea to close it before they bring in reinforcements now that they know people are investigating the monastery.
I wouldn't be opposed to experimenting with it to seeing if we can follow them. That would be the way that I would want to go with that. But if we can't do that, I would definitely want to just destroy it.
Yeah, honestly, that would be an amazing idea, but Liliana, even though she's really keen to finding an ancient, deserted Dark Elf city, doesn't exactly want to go into a Dark Elf metropolis fully occupied by Dark Elves.
Chris kind of
Yeah.
mutters, I guess you have a point, and just silently agrees with them. I guess I'll do whatever you guys feel is best.
So
Alright,
if we can disable it, that would be fine. If we have to destroy it, I think that's something we should do.
Yeah.
So, it all depends on the roles, guys. Liliana's gonna come over here and she's going to try and figure out exactly. Well, first, I think she's going to ponder to herself if she knows anything about magical
Well-
transportation systems.
I say before we blast it to pieces, I say I'm going to shoot an arrow at it to see if that thing, if it teleports the arrow. What do you guys think? Because if we straight up, let's say we Eldritch blast it, for instance, if that blast gets teleported somewhere, it may alert the, what's on the other side of what's coming. an arrow is a little less subtle.
Well,
Yeah.
before you invest too much time deciding and talking about this, let me reiterate what had happened. So, glowy, spinny, magical balls, creatures walk into it, the spinny magical balls stop moving.
Oh, why don't we just take the magical balls?
Well, he didn't say if the magical balls were attached to the thing or not.
Are they floating? Are they physical? Like,
They are physical, yes, but they are floating, but they're no longer like spinning above the object.
oh,
And the little magical sparks aren't flying off them anymore.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, looking at the thing, it looks like they're.
You
in
do see
the
magical
ground.
symbols and some kind of, if you want to give me a, if you want to give me a Arcana check.
Which I got a 5, so Liliana doesn't know
I didn't.
anything about this.
I got a 17.
You effing 17 after 17.
He has no idea what this is, actually, and even with the 17.
No.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, some sort of ancient.
Some
dark-
kind of ancient writing, unknown demand at this point.
Well, yeah, Liliana will take the red ball, and Zero can take the blue one then.
As you reach up, you grab, they're like 8 feet up in the air, so you're kind of, lift me up. You grab it, but you cannot move it at all. It is like locked in place. And even if you physically, okay, I got it, let me go. It like puts your arms around it, it's like holds you in midair, and it moves about an inch, and then it goes right back. And then you
I see.
finally get weak and you let go of it. Oh, land on the
Well,
ground.
that's sooner rather than later for Liliana.
Well, I don't think there's anything we can do. It's probably deactivated. They probably deactivated so we wouldn't follow them.
Well, yeah. So they can probably reactivate it.
Is that how teleportation works? You can activate it from the entrance and it somehow activates the exit?
Well, entrance and exit are usually mutual.
I say we
If
leave it.
You say what?
I think we should just leave it for now.
Chris agrees. It's getting dark. I say we should head back. I mean, what comes will come, If we can't really, unless somebody wants to step into it, I don't see how we can, do anything.
Liliana will step into the magical portal.
Oh, they both jump in there at the same time. Isn't that cute? Ah, nothing happens.
I mean, I've been swinging crowbars at the things, trying
Yeah.
to knock the balls
Yeah.
out of
And you,
place. So
you,
Alright,
like I
so-
say, you hit the balls and they'll move an inch or two and then they'll just float right back to the spot they were at. They're not like not moving objects. They obviously, you can move them an inch or two, and even if you were like really strong and were able to grab it and move it, it would, the farther away it got, probably the stronger it would take to pull it away from there. So
Just thinking about magical objects that she knows of, Liliana will take out a bag from her pack and try to wrap it around the. She'll try to throw it over the red orb and see if it being covered has any effect whatsoever on it.
Liliana would know that, magic is going to happen whether there's a bag over it or not.
Well, some stuff like light and darkness spells you can puff out just like that, but alright.
Guess
is one of the orbs red and one blue?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna try one last thing and then I'm leaving.
Okay.
All right, Zero pulls out a torch and lights it, and pulls out a water skin and puts fire on the red one and pours water on the blue one.
All right. Good idea. Nothing happens. But I will give you
Alright.
inspiration for thinking outside the box
Woohoo!
and becoming in tune with what's going on.
Oh boy.
The room does have elemental
Actually-
stuff in it, so there's
It
probably
does.
So,
it does
wait.
absolutely have elemental stuff going on. So the idea
I'm
of putting
sorry.
that together and saying, oh, there's a red, there's a blue, maybe one's fire, maybe one's water. Let's see if they activate it. Very good idea. If the DM was thinking ahead and thought of that, that would have even been better. But obviously the DM wasn't as smart as you. So
Well, if that doesn't work, I will put out the torch, put my water skin away, and start to head out back towards where we came in.
okay.
Grizz will follow 0.
Yeah,
Yep.
Liliana has to give up.
Oh. Let's make sure we get that plate mail. Hopefully they're not
Yeah,
too
the
mad for
plate mail.
stealing stuff from their monastery.
Well, if they wanted it, they would take it.
Let's see.
Also, Erendor, you might not tell people that you have this chainmail from,
Plate.
their own temple. Plate mail from their own temple. It may not be wise.
All right.
He just
So,
shrugs.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nothing.
What did you say? I missed what you said. Sorry, man.
I think he
just-
says he just shrugs.
Okay. All right.
Take the
So
plate mail.
Well, I guess like someone could take the greaves, someone could take the bracers, and whoever's the strongest can carry the actual breastplate.
Oh, like I was suggesting before we were all like, no, let's just leave it behind.
Well, if we got into combat while holding that, that wouldn't have been great.
right. So I'm just going to assume that you guys all pitch in and grab a few items and carry whatever you can carry. Is there anything else you're taking with you before
Did
you
we
head back to
Did we
town?
take all the scrolls and the rings and the potions?
Yeah,
Yep.
Liliana has one, and I forget who has the other ring.
I have the ring.
And yeah, I think Liliana also took the other. Was it a fire scroll? I think I put it in my inventory.
It was a mirror image.
Right.
There was a mirror image scroll. There was 2 potions. There was 2 rings.
3 potions. Blue, pink, and green.
Blue, pink, and green, right. Yes.
Oh.
Very good.
I guess we should get on our way then.
Alright, so you start heading back to town, which is our original map over here. Blink. There we are.
I'm huge.
You've grown again. Yes, you
Woohoo.
have.
I'm a real boy.
Let's see here. We need, oops, wrong map. We need the other fella's token here. Where is he? Elendor. Copy him. Alright. Paste. Here we are. Alright. So we got Chris, Piro, Liliana, Zero, and Elendor. There we are. Alright, everybody's... So as you're traveling back to the town, it's getting obviously later in the day. You've been out exploring, adventuring most of the whole day, and just as you get back into town, you can hear them kind of calling out the bugle sign, the bugle horns, to let everybody know it's almost getting dark. Get to your safe location. For those of you who weren't here or don't recall, I wish there was shapes you could draw other than squares and circles. But the dwarven entrances were over here, where I just drew that circle on the south, the northwest corner of the town there. Yep. All right, and as you're traveling back to town, it only takes you probably 30 minutes or whatever. But as you're coming back into town, uh, all the comments that people have said and all the things that you have experienced so far, you're kind of cycling things through your head, and you're kind of talking back and forth and everything. And the one thing that keeps coming back in is the fact that everything changes when the shadow comes. And you keep wondering to yourselves whether or not that might make a difference on what you might see, heal, experience, or anything like that. But we're going to find out next time, folks. Thank you so much for watching our Wednesday night. We're going to come right back with the next episode here in just a few minutes as our PCs are headed back to town to talk and think about things and rest and prepare for tomorrow's journey. So thank you one and all, and we'll see you next week. Or, I'm sorry, we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, why is my pause button not working? Why is